Hey everybody, Tony again. Today we're going to swap out the door lock actuator in my dad's 91 F150. He's had probably 5 years, and when he got it, the door lock actuator didn't work and he didn't care. But the next video we're going to do is installing the plug and play remote keyless entries that I make for the OBS Ford trucks in a Bricknose, so you can see how to do that. So something's going on with this door lock. Somebody's been working on it before, and I'll show you here. We're not sure what we're going to find all when we get in there, but it's definitely not attached. So see, they've even got this metal bend out in this vent, and if you dangle that back and forth or move the door back and forth, you could actually see the rod for the door lock actuator dangling back and forth in there. And this rivet that we have to drill out is, somebody's tried to drill it out and didn't get very far. What it should look like is this over here. See, you should have to knock out this center of the rivet with the center punch and then drill that out, but somebody's already tried to do it and was not successful on this one. So this is my dad Larry. He's going to be holding the camera today while I'm doing some stuff. So I guess we'll get started. Another thing, somebody's already been in here. As we all know, this shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be here. Get yourself, before you even start on something like this, go to Napa, get you a bag of these little Christmas tree retainer clips for these trucks. Part number 665-2342. We'll just put these back in here because the holes are already there. The damage is done. So, but you don't have to do that. Just make sure you have these, so when you put yours back together, you have the correct stuff to do it. So I'm going to hand this off to Dad, and we're going to take this door panel off. And he's never held a camera before, so please bear with us. He doesn't even have a smartphone. So here it goes. I'm going to see if we can get this done for you. All you should need originally is a Phillips screw. The only screw that should be in this door panel is right here, a Phillips screw. Is it on it? And this one does have a Phillips screw, but it's not what come out of it. So and we got somebody planting beans next door, if you can hear that tractor going. Open your wing a little bit. Normally, what you would do is just take one of these tools and go around here, get behind it, and pop it off. Apparently, they are still holding somewhat, so I don't know why they put those in there to start with. We'll see more when we get in here. Lift up on the door panel. Get your handle through there. Now, yeah, plastic's gone in here and everything. And then there's 3 Phillips screws on the back of the switch. There should be. There's only 2 in this one. There. We'll set the door panel up in here. And we'll roll the window up, get that out of our way. Now, let me see if I can see what's going on in here. Okay. I'm going to have you go ahead and pause that while I go grab a tool. Okay. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are we on? Yeah, okay. Get you a 7/16 or 11 millimeter. We got to get this window run out of the way. Just enough to get this. Here, let me see that. I'll see if I can get it in here. Need to get this window run pulled out of the way just enough to get to this door lock actuator rod. And it's got to be, yeah, the door lock actuator is completely gone. And they've got it bent. So we'll straighten that up and probably use one out of a Mustang. I'm seeing in there now the whole bracket and everything's gone, which I assumed would be. I want to hand this back off to Paul. I grabbed a drill, but this thing's loose. I don't even think we need a drill. I think it will just pop out of there. They even drilled into the metal. I don't know what they were doing. So, we know what we need. That rod's broken too, so let's walk over here. We don't have the correct rod that we need, I don't think. Stay right there, let me look at another one over here. Yeah, here's one for one of these trucks, but I actually need to keep this one because I use it for my testing for my keyless entry. So what we're going to do, I know this one works. It's out of a Mustang, so I'm going to show you guys how to swap out a rod when you need one that works. I don't have to keep this rod because just for testing, you know, it doesn't matter what rod's in there. So if these rubbers were any good, you'd pop these little clips off. Get this off here. Normally you'd take this whole thing off, but in this case, this rubber's pretty good. But we're going to use this one out of a Mustang. So we need this rod. So what you do is take this little retaining washer off here, pry up all the way around. May take a few cuss words before you get it off there. Flatten that back out. Okay. I pull this little sleeve up, and then there's 3 little balls in here. Don't lose them. This cloth right here is perfect to have those on. Pull that rod right out of there. There's the rod that we need. This is the one out of a Mustang. If you're having trouble finding these door lock actuators for your OBS Ford trucks, well, not really OBS, but the Bullnose and the Bricknose for sure. If you're having trouble finding these, you can get them out of any Lincoln, from 79, any Grand Marquis, Crown Victoria. all those clear up through like 91. All those are the same, but you're going to have to swap out this rod because you need this one for the trucks. Again, pull the sleeve up. Little balls fall off. I got this one lubricated up too. So now we're going to put this one for the truck in here. Put your sleeve over it. This is kind of tough. Take these balls here, put them back in their little spots. Can you see it good? Just try to hold them in there while you get the sleeve back over them. And then get your lock ring. Get it pried back down on here. Pause that again, and I'm going to lube this up a little bit better. All right, I got this lubed up a little bit better, so it should work just fine. And we don't have much here to choose from for kind of a rain cap. What I am going to do, instead of using this little clip, is grab a wire tie and wrap it around here, and maybe it'll stay on a little bit better. But this is a video for poor folks like us. If you don't, well, to be honest with you, the ones you get at the parts store are crap anyway. So if you can make a used one work, make a used one work. Dad's truck sits in the garage all the time anyway. It's not like it hardly ever gets rained on. Now, this bracket's completely missing out of his truck too, so we're going to take this off here and put it on this one. And they're tough. Honestly, they may be plastic in these trucks. The later ones for sure are plastic, but these were still metal. So then, put that on there. Like I said, they're tough. Try to pull it. And then there. Now, this is ready to go back in, and he'll have a working door lock. So, follow me over here. Now there's a plastic retainer in there, and all you're gonna do is stick it in and turn it like that, and it's gonna be in. Normally, you know, a lot of those ones you had to take your thumb and undo a clip, but this one just has a round clip that this is just gonna stick in like that and go there, and then it pulls up and down like that. I can't really get in there and show you very good, so I'm gonna just put it back in. Okay, that's where it needs to go. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in. Now, you can use a nut and a bolt to put this back in here, but you got to use a real like flat, you know, like a rounded thing there. It's a lot easier. Just, well, you could buy a rivet gun at Harbor Freight that's smaller than this. I've had this one for years. I can't even tell you how long. But I like this one because I can put it on my knee. So you want to get a hold of that bracket. Get it turned around and find the mounting hole. Find it right there. Stick the rivet in it. And I'm holding the door lock actuator up against the door while I'm doing this so you get it tight. And I just felt it suck up against it. Now, if this was a customer's truck or a really nice truck like that red one over there, I'd take masking tape and I would completely cover this with masking tape in case this thing slips and scratches it. But Dad doesn't give a shit. Clearly somebody's already messed this up. So here it goes. There, the door lock actuator's in. Now, let's find the plug, which I should have already had plugged in first, but I didn't do it. It's a lot easier to plug it in before you put it in. Okay, I got the door lock actuator plugged in, and I should have done that. I should have plugged it in before I put it in there, but you know, it's been a while since I did this, and you know, it was already out. And when you get into something that somebody's already done and you're not the one that unplugs it, you're just not thinking right. Plus, you're on camera, you're trying to do things right. So, excuse our mess ups. I hope this is helping you understand that you can use a door lock actuator out of any of those 80s cars, late 70s, all the way through the 80s and early 90s, just by swapping out the rod if you can't find one for your truck. It should have been plugged in before it's in there, but it's plugged in now. That's all that matters. And it works. Really strong. And then I'm noticing here, somebody's had this window regulator out, and if you look at one of my other videos, you can see where it shows you where to drill a hole right here at this dimple and this dimple, and then I always drill a hole here to get the window motor out, so you don't have to take all this shit out. They've ground all these rivets off, and you didn't need to. And this is loose, so I'm going to put some wire ties on here before we put it back together to keep this wiring harness in place. When he got this truck, it wouldn't put out any heat, and the heater core and everything was fine. You could tell it was hot going in, hot coming out. And I can't tell you how many ink pens and pencils we got out of the freaking heater box. You don't lay ink pens and anything on your dash for that matter. It all fell down the vents. Well, then the door was hitting them, and it wouldn't even switch to heat. So clearly, whoever had this truck didn't know what they were doing. But slowly, we're getting it back up to par. All right, I'm ready to get the door panel. Like I said, since they already got holes drilled through the panel, we aren't going to worry about replacing those clips and wasting them, because it's just a waste on this one. If I ever find a good door panel in the yard, I'll get one. And we won't have those sticking through it anymore. First thing we're going to do is get this back in. Well, we're going to take these little clips and push the bezel out. I'm going to stick this through here. Get a hold of the handle. Can you back up so I can see this? See, those clips aren't even bad. I don't know why they drilled holes in there. Now, I was going to point out too, you can always stick something in these holes, these little cutouts, to pry this out first. I don't like to do it because you're going to take a chance on scratching the door panel. It's easier to just lay it back like I did, take the screws out of it. Now we're going to put the only two in it that we had. There should be another one right here, but it's missing. Wrong button. The door lock worked. So I hope that helped you guys have the confidence in changing that yourself. There's really nothing to it. You know, how long does it say we've been on there? What's it counted up to?
26:46.
26 minutes. So if you're doing this yourself and you're not trying to film and look stupid like us, it won't take you very long at all to do that. And then I just wanted to point out that, you know, any of these door lock actuators you can find in a Lincoln, a Grand Marquis, a Crown Victoria from, I know, 1978 all the way through the 80s, all the way through 91 in those boxy cars. So I hope this helps. The next video coming up is going to be a plug and play keyless entry in here. So please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.